afternoon and welcome to this edition of KTN Weekend at 1 this lovely Sunday. Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Grace Nganga. Let's begin. Now, July 7th, commonly known as Sabasaba and traced back to 1990 during the clamor for multi-party politics, is set to be the center of focus of the ongoing Gen Z protest as they assemble in churches and later on hold a concert at Uhuru Park in honor of the lives lost during the anti-tax protest. This coming even after the president faced Kenyans' fury in a rare X-Space meeting on Friday. Let's now link up with Fred Kagonye, who is at Uhuru Park. Kagonye, good afternoon. What is the current situation there?
Good afternoon, Grace. We are coming to you live from Uhuru Park, where a concert will be held in commemoration for the deaths of the people who were killed during the anti-tax demonstrations that have rocked the country for the last 3 weeks or so. It began as a movement on X, and then it moved to the streets, and then we saw protesters come out in big numbers 3 weeks ago, and then Tuesday last week, we saw the protesters made their way to Parliament, among the many things that they did. And then as that continued to grow, we saw the infiltration of the protest and by goons. But today, the reason as to why it has been held today is because 7th of July is a very, very pivotal moment for Kenya's history. And we are joined by activist Boniface Mwangi, who is part of the team who organized this concert. And let us listen to him.
Actually murdered by the police and want to celebrate their sacrifice to this country. That's why we're here today.
Okay. And what do we expect today?
We have a big lineup of artists, but it's just a celebrations, and then we're going to get the family members of those who we lost to come and speak to the country. They died so that the government could listen. It took too many people to die for the government to listen, but now the government is listening.
Okay, how many artists? Which artists are coming?
The list is Giuliani, Octopizzo, Eric Wenena, Calligraph, Triomio, Modoni Donga. We have like about 30 artists.
Okay. And one question, Boni, how have you managed to put this together, given that the idea began on Twitter or rather on X? How have you been able to put it very fast, and who's paying for all the stuff that we're seeing?
Kenyans are paying for it. There's no single person can say that I've paid for anything. There's no, we tried Safaricom online, wakasema Z, wakakata. So my best to I've put some of my money here and friends actually, yeah. But you guys focus on the wrong things. Why are you focusing on the money? It's very important.
Perhaps, Bonnie, what is the message that is coming out from this today?
That the struggle continues. We are strong. This is a fight for liberating this country from the lords of poverty, leaders who just take advantage of the Kenyan people. So we're here to celebrate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that is activist Boniface Mwangi, who is among the people who are behind the concert that is set to take place behind me at the Uhuru Park grounds. And among the many things that he's pointed out is that the concert is being held to celebrate the lives of the people who have been killed, or rather who have died from the protest. The numbers are conflicting. The civil society puts that number at 41. The number of people who have been injured, they put them at more than 300 people. So basically, the concert behind me that is supposed to start at around 2, it's already 3 minutes past 1, is basically being held to celebrate the lives of those people. Among them, Rex Kanyike Masai, who was actually the first person who was killed during this anti-tax protest. And the message that is coming from not just Boniface Mwangi, but also other activists and the people behind this concert is that their deaths are not in vain. Whatever they did by coming out and then dying in the line of protest, taking to the streets to protest and to make their voices known, has bore fruits, because one of the many things that has happened is that we saw the president declining to sign the Finance Bill 2024 and taking it back to Parliament. And we've also seen the president engaging youths on X Spaces. So we can say that indeed the protests have bore fruits. And today, as Boniface has said, is a concert to celebrate their lives. Grace.
All right, Fred, before letting you go, are there any leaders who have confirmed attendance of that particular event?
Not really. No leader has confirmed whether they'll be making their way here to join Kenyans in this concert. What we have is just some of the vocal people in that who have been behind the protest, that is Boniface Mwangi, and then we have Hanifa Farsafi on Twitter, or rather on X, who have been very vocal, and other people. A majority of Kenyans that we've seen here would say the common mwananchi. And another thing, Grace, is that the CBD, because we are a few meters from the CBD, has presence of police officers, so maybe they have been deployed there in anticipation that things may get out of hand, and maybe there might be what we've seen in the last 3-4 times that the protests have been there in place, where we've seen people being businesses being broken into. Sorry, and people being robbed. So maybe that's why we have police officers there. But in terms of leadership, we have no confirmed elected official, either from the county assembly or from the national government or from parliament.
Right. Thank you, Fred, for that. Fred Kagonye there, our colleague.